And hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL in the Trenches, Frontline Prediction League in the Trenches, Frontline League over on X, Frontline Prediction League right here on YouTube. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm your co-host, Scott. Joining me is BeerMe. BeerMe, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas as well, because we taped that last one. But how are you doing?
Thank you. Same to you, Scott. And Boxing Day, if that's a
It
thing, I think
was.
that's
Yep.
what there was.
Day
Yeah.
after Christmas.
Well,
Yep.
yep. So happy all that. I'm doing all right. It's cold here. It's snowing, but I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
It's cold, but like -10 is cold right now, big air quotes, with a little bit of
Oh,
wind. It's not the -20s or 30s we're normally getting. That's usually
right.
January and February, so that's coming.
Ooh,
It's been good otherwise, though. So, yeah.
that's good.
We're both kind of tired. We weren't,
Yeah.
but yeah, just the holidays.
Yeah.
It's over. Like it's January 2nd as we record this, so Impact Night.
Hmm.
So here we go. But let's dive in, Bear. We got results for World's End, the last show of 2024, and then we're looking towards Genesis in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the 19th. So
Yep.
it's not like the 8th like it has been historically. So
Hmm.
bit of a breather there, and there was also the medal ceremony stuff to talk about a little bit as well. So
I'm glad they're going back to that, by the way. Genesis. I like the name.
I liked Hard to Kill for what it was, but
Yeah.
continually saying you're hard to kill is kind of a weird thing. Like, we get it. You're still hard to kill for the
Right.
eighth year in a row. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You've been that for like 20 years before that. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, Genesis is good. It's good. But let's
Yeah.
dive in here, Beerman. We got the FPL World Championship, the rematch with Daisy Noel versus Halcyon. Daisy has lost her World Championship. Halcyon is the new FPL World Champion, the 20th, if I remember correctly, closing out the year. How do you feel on this one as the prior World Champion to these two?
Yeah, congrats to Halcyon. Shout out to the Finn. He's a good dude. Yeah, I'm happy for him because he was so sad the last time that they had this match because he's like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna win it,"
It was,
and he's like, "I'm gonna win it because of Cody Rhodes."
yeah, it was a no contest at like the last second, right?
And it was a no contest because of the crossroads, and
Yeah.
he was kind of devastated. But I'm happy for him, and Daisy will be back, man. She's pretty good.
It's one of
So
Daisy's only losses. There was
yeah,
the no contest, there was another no contest I think somewhere, and I think one loss challenging for something, and that's it. So
yeah,
like otherwise, super huge mainstay main eventer, definitely going to be going forward. But the dangerous part now is Daisy's eligible for the Rumble.
yeah.
Oh God! So yeah, stuff like that's kind of fun. But Halcyon does win the title. Will be defending at the Rumble, and we'll have more on that as we go. But let's keep going here. The FPL Canadian Championship, fought under Watson rules, will be the last time I say that for a while, because it's now again the Cleveland Championship for Varga rules, as the GMSG has reclaimed the title, defeating Payne and Static. And the little bit of story there was GMSG was the champion, set to defend against Static. Static could not make a show, that legitimately. So in storyline, we had Payne replace, and won. So then Static still was going to get his shot, but GMSG was kind of like in and out, and it was a bit of that unfair situation where it's like the opponent changed, so it's like, you get a rematch too. So you know what? Triple threat it. Done. Get it all out of the way. We'll move forward with the Rumble, and he won the damn thing. So storyline wise, the bad guy got screwed, got comeuppance, here he goes, and he's got the belt. Of course, as mentioned, there are new championship titles. You can see the graphics there. They're in our Discord as well. You can get that link down
Hmm.
below. They're also all available on WWE 2K23, at least on Xbox. I don't know if that goes cross-platform, but I think it does. But that's only until January 5th. You got 3 days. Sadly, those servers go down on the 5th. Probably 2
Right.
days by the time you watch this. I have not made them in 24 yet. The timeline for that one, I think, is at least a year from now. So if I do, it'll be in there, but probably not because they're here. Literally bought the game when there was probably 2 months left, and they announced the server closure a week after I bought it. So yeah.
Hmm.
But they're available. You can go get them. He has 3 belts, the old, new, and the Cleveland, which is also in there. So fun stuff with that. But go check that one out. But again, GMSG is a 2-time Canadian champion, one of 3, along with Payne. Him and Camp Alpestone are the 3-time champs. So interesting end to the year with that one. A Hell of a Cell
Hmm.
match. Jonathan ZT Martin and Kyer went to a no contest. CT's worst dream came true. He did not want that. He wanted to be definitive. That's what LSL is, but there you go. Really looking for feud of the year on that one. That is part of what he's aiming for anyway, so that does help towards that also.
Time for a dog collar match.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea, especially with those two. The Pete Dunne and Gargano avatars. Yeah.
Oh, that would be good, yeah.
I want that. We do have the FPL Continental Tag Team Championship. Call of the Mountains did defeat Light of the Cult. Danny and Kurt Cult did not win the belts from Sheriff Dog and Mark Harper, so they got the new titles as well. Sheriff Dog's still the 3-time champ. Harper, a 2-timer.
Yeah.
Moving through the FPL American Championship, Will Colt also retained. He defeated the Arbiter. The new belt, I really like the coloring on the new belt. I'm kind of most proud of that one upgrade-wise from old to new. But Will Colt did win the Iron Man match 7-6. It was very dramatic in the write-up, I feel. I wrote that one. I'll toot my horn on that. But
was pretty good.
He kept that title. And then we have a 6-man tag. Diamond Syndicate. RGX, Arstella, and Jonathan Monroe did defeat Honor Club, Victoria Fiore, Smooth Rock, and Rate Russell. And that was a bit of a surprise one, if I remember correctly, going in, because not all Victoria's opponents were named. And there they are now, so a definite trio for a future trio situation. More on that as we go. We'll talk about that championship here in a minute. Eli did defeat Hunter Williams. Big win for him over Hunter.
Yeah.
A lot going back and forth with those two. Lumberjack match, Kevin Dynamite did defeat the Goose. Not often we see the Goose lose, but Kevin Dynamite did do so. Another bird, CJ Hawk got the win, beating Pushino by 1 point.
That's a pretty good win.
Jeffrey Warhol beat Mark Steele. Cam Popplestone beat James Blake. Think on that one for a second there, because Cam wanted the world title back when that was a whole thing. And that's a pretty big win on the main show over James Blake. So to talk about how Blake lost like 3 or 4 times of kind of important matches of note is ridiculous to really think like, oh, he's on a bit of a slide when he's had a killer year otherwise, but for him it is. So it's kind of a crazy thing. Again, Camp Applestone's probably one of the better Canadian champions ever had, so Cam beating Blake is no surprise, only by 2 points, but still. Hell's Kitchen, Lucifer, and Mac and Cheese did defeat the Kings of the Ring. That's a bit of an upset. I do call the Kings the best team in the FPL, even though they're the champions. Historically, they've been the best, but Hell's Kitchen did get that win, 86-78. They've not been tag champs, but the Kings were 2-time champs, so big win for them. Match of the night, myself and Red, we were united to defeat Chilltown. Battle of 2 former tag champs, never faced each other as teams. We do have a lot of history as individuals, though. We did get that win. I was not confident at all through that show, so I do sometimes good on AEW, though, so I'll take that win. I'm happy with that. The MBPA, Alexander McKennedy and Dion Blade did defeat the Round Table, Captain Chris Blackwell and Jackson Myrtle. For the record, their scores of 84-81 beat all teams except for Hell's Kitchen. That's how good they were, 86-78. And the tag titles, that was 83-69. So quite literally, the MBPA score of 84 was the best team score so far. So there you go. The tag teams are definitely battling for the next contendership. Non-title, European champion Aiden Mack did defeat James Costner, 42-40. I don't bet against Costner often, but Aiden Mack is on a roll. That Survivor Series win, the championship win, this non-title win on the main show, it's good stuff. And you can see if he does that against, I think it's Goose at the Rumble. We'll have more on that coming up. I may have just actually spoiled a match announcement. But
maybe you did.
I might have. We'll find out. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Luke Gray did defeat Detrick Cyrus. Atlas Kiyama beat X by a point. Mr. Glee beat Jason Blades. BeerMe, you beat Wookie. El Cid beat Matt Zion. Boone Jaw beat Supreme Rock. Salem Penn defeated CM Carlito. Eddie Chairshot Wood beat Billy Grayson. Go Right beat Bane the Bissa. Papa Snooch beat Memories. And there's, of course, the achievements here. Winning a 10th match, winning an Ironman, winning a Lumberjack, 5th tag match, 10th, 20th, etc. Lots in there. Please go check it out. And then, of course, the Kickoff Show highlights. The majority of this was written by CT and myself. Red had a match or 2 in here as well. Please go check this stuff out. It is a lot of fun. There's a lot more detail in here beyond stuff that I've said, like Stone Collector coming to the ring. There's whole segments in here with what's going on, about how Orstella and things going on, RGX talking stuff, and then the matches with the mystery opponents, and then here they come, and yeah, lots of fun stuff. There's a new American Championship. Again, full graphics are in our Discord, but you can go download that title as well. Oh, that's gonna bug me. It looks like the little logo bit is not centered, but I do believe that is just from the way the glare is on that. Like the front line is how it is. So, oh, that's gonna bug me forever. Anyway, moving through. Redesign for the third version. There's the tag titles. We did keep the green motif on that one. That's actually a tribal tattoo symbol upside down, so it almost looks like antlers. Is kind of how it was designed. The last version had like a circuit grid on it as like connection for a tag, and this one is more like kind of branching out and like reaching for a tag. I had to keep it green and gold was my goal. So yeah, and I know it's just a lot of words on it, but it is like to the point was the idea. We got rid of the colored straps too, aside from the Canadian. More on that in a second here. There's the Hell in a Cell. There's the Canadian. The white strap had to stay for that one. A joke I always said was looks like the Molson Canadian with Canadian on it, but I digress. Very happy with that one. Very, very fun. I like the belt. Fun fact, that plate is the European belt that we used to have. Didn't realize that until about 3 days ago. So there you go. There's the new one, though, the Frontline Global Triad Championship. Champion looks a bit... the font looks a bit too thick to me, but it had to stand out. This belt, literally I was making an Affinity Championship just for fun, and then CT's like, wait, no, that's a cool design, though. So then I went and found the columns, and we made it the Triad. So the Global Triad Championship, it is a new championship debuting this year. I do have the graphic. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. I'll go through the teams here at the end, but the brackets are here. Genesis is going to be the first 4 matches, the semifinals at Vengeance, and the final at Stand and Deliver. It is a house show only championship. Purely, it will never be defended elsewhere. It's not like a European, so it might be on a European main show. It is house show only. CT and I were like, this would be fun. GMSG was like, that's going to suck, because he didn't want to go back and do the history of trios, so we're not doing that. That's what I mean. He wasn't like poo-pooing the title, but he's like, we're not going to go back and figure out, oh, this 6-man team won on the first show and the second. We've had almost 100 shows, or we've had 100. We've had over 100. We celebrated that. Yeah. We're not going to go through the prior 100. I mean, I say this, I kind of want to. My brain won't let me not, but we're not going to necessarily go through and figure out what the prior trios records were of history. That's not the plan. Going forward, obviously, yes. But it's very much more a house show title. We're not even going to have real things for contenders necessarily. It's more just like, this trio's did well on the last house show. Basically, someone did really good at Stand and Deliver, so they'll get the Slammiversary shot. Right? That's, right. Or, this could be a good fun 3. That's the idea. I know there was some talking to Discord about, some of the teams seem random or some seem new. It was using a lot of people that were, there. Ones that we've had for a while. I know there's some new ones established. They are literally in mind for next. It is the idea with that one also. So the plan is to keep the championship going. So, yeah, we're happy with this one. I like the look of it. I like the crusting of it, because with the Roman columns, it's it looks brittle almost in its design. It's like the Intercontinental plate, the classic one as well. So very happy to see this one. It was really a last minute kind of yeah, we're really gonna do it. So we banded the idea. I wrote a JRPL match years ago showing a prototype version of a trios championship, and it never happened because there was never enough trios. There's enough factions that we can do one confidently now. That said, it's an exclusive championship, so the only conflict would be if you're a European champion. You can't go for this one. You could be the world champion and be in a trio, and you could go after the trio title. You could be American or Canadian or champion, tag champion even. Probably not that one as much, but you could go for this belt as long as you're not European champion, basically. Because European champion is almost always defended on house shows also, so keep that in mind. This is a house show boost. This is a thing to get stories going for house shows, about going for a title and things like that. But it is also very strictly not going to have a freebird rule. So if you're in a faction of 4, like FBU, and it's BeerMe, GMSG, and Bastion going for it, just for example, Broken Nerd can't sub in. Those are the three. If those lose them,
Right.
you can swap one out and go after it again. So it is not Freebird. No, no, no. Keep that in mind. So
They're gonna be an achievement for winning the
probably.
title, because I know that GMSG. I don't know if GMSG likes to. I know that because there's a certain list of achievements, but I don't know if you guys are gonna make one for it or.
I gotta think so. Literally didn't think about it. I haven't, at least. We haven't talked about it, but we do have one for pretty much everything else. We added one for the European, so I gotta think we'd have the same. So winning it, I think there's one for winning the title, one for defending it. I think that's it, because like winning a championship is an achievement, winning a specific championship is an achievement, and I think defending a championship is an achievement, not necessarily a specific championship. So I think there'd be three kind of associated if you win it, and it's the only one you won, so it's your first. So you'd get two right off the bat, and if you defend it successfully, you'd get one as well, I believe. And actually, technically, if you win, there's a tag match achievement. So if you win trios matches, those would count towards your tag match ones. Because if you win like 5 6-man tags, you've won 5 tag matches. So it technically would count towards those achievements. So, yeah.
Hey.
We didn't talk about that, but I gotta think. Yeah, that's got to be a thing. Yeah. I also need to figure out and make an Infinity Championship for myself now, and a different design. So, anyway, moving on. We'll talk more about the bracket here when we finish this up, though. We got the World Championship, obviously. It is to close out the FPL 2024 year, and there it is. So please, please, please check this stuff out. Go look at these graphics. You can go and like save the graphics. I know we got spinning belt logos and things and graphics in there. It's a lot of fun, and you can get them again for your WWE 2K23 for like 3 days. I apologize for the timing on that. If I would have done 24 had I known. It wasn't on sale, and I eventually did buy 24, so if I'd waited like a month, it would have been okay, but we wouldn't have been able to do it in the same timing, so yeah. But the next ones will be done probably in 24, or who knows how long they last, because really that server closes in a year. It'll be 25. Haven't even announced yet. We'll find out. We'll see. I do plan to do a design for Money in the Bank. We learned we can toy with that one, so we might have an FPL briefcase. Keep that in mind as well, or even arenas. Like, could be fun. Let's move on, BeerMe. We've got Genesis Sunday, I think, Saturday. I don't know, the 19th of January. I don't know what day it is, but
I think it's a Saturday.
I think it's Saturday. They're normally Saturdays for TNA, so we got that good. It's been literally a year, and I just called it TNA instead of Impact instinctively. I'm happy about that. Here we go. The European Championship is defended. Oops, hold on. We're not ready yet. Genesis. There we go. The European Championship is being defended by Aiden Mack against the Goose. We'll talk more about that as we go, because we got 2 weeks before that happens. So let's move on. The Global Triad Championship Tournament. Here we go, BeerMe. Round 1, Team Canada. Doesn't include me. That was funny for a day when we had that in Discord announcing that. Atlas Kiyama, Cam Popplestone, and Mac and Cheese will face FBU. Oh, that's some fun war. The GMSG, Bastion, and Broken Nerd. I know who I'm picking, and I know who you're picking.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Team Canada for the win. The other round 1 match we have right here is the Second City Saviors, Hunter Williams, Jeffrey Warhol, and Memories, replacing CJ Hawk, who has withdrawn, versus the three-way, Scott, Redhead, and Bane the Bissa. So it's written 3, but maybe it's 3 with a dash or 3 with a hyphen. I need to settle on whatever that one is, because I'm a stickler for that kind of thing, so I got to figure out how the wording is there. I'm picking us. I regret that Hawk is not in it, because he and I have had some fun matches, so that is a bit of a bummer, but that could lay down in the future. But who are you picking there? Just gut reaction.
Yeah, I'll pick you guys.
Okay.
It's Impact. Or TNA, so yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then FBU versus the three-way is what you want to see at, what is it? Vengeance. Oh, NXT.
Vengeance.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh. You have problems with NXT shows in like December, but once you turn that corner, you're usually pretty good. How you feel about that?
Yeah.
Vengeance?
Vengeance, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
we'll talk on that. We'll see.
Hopefully they do all right, yeah.
Next up, Go Right, Mr. Glee, and X, the team that doesn't have a name, which I'm not against. I like when that happens. It's gonna like it looks weird, but I'm okay with it. Versus the roundtable: Hiroshi Moses, Captain Coolix Blackwell, and Static. I don't bet against Krulex and Hero and Static often, and I'm not going to there. I think roundtable's got that one. How about you?
I think so too.
I need to figure out how to say this next name. The last of the round one matches. AUSA. It's capital A, capital U, capital S, capital A. So AUSA, like Aussie, but Australia, but AUSA. AUSA. I don't know. It's Kevin Dynamite, Jonathan ZT Martin, and Luke Gray. They're facing Diamond Syndicate, RGX or Stella, and Jonathan Monroe. I am picking CT's team for this Impact show. Just because I think the other team is less familiar. Like I'm not. That's only it. Like I'm not. I don't even say that confidently. I think it's more the ROH that was the iffy one. So I don't know. But I am picking Azueze on that, if only so I can learn how to say their name properly. Who you got?
I've been rooting for Kevin Dynamite here lately, so
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it going.
So do you see AUSA beating the Roundtable at Vengeance? And that's whatever show that is. Like we don't know what that is yet technically, but the NXT show in February, if there is one, there better be.
Yes.
So you see AUSA versus presumably FBU.
Yes.
FBU AUSA. Okay, good. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, and if
that's
the finals, that'll be at
Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend.
It will. Yeah, dang it. I thought it was going to be Slammiversary.
No, that's
not.
after. That'll be the first defense. Probably.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a few question marks here. We'll fill those matches in a moment. But again, the bracket, just for fun here. Go Glee and X versus Roundtable. FBU versus Team Canada. Three-Way versus Second City Saviors. And Diamond City. I kind of had it wrong. I had wrong which ones were matching up. So just because of the order of it, forgive me. We got to redo all that. BeerMe, ignore that. It's Go
right.
Glee. So you pick Roundtable and FBU. So it's Roundtable versus FBU if you make it to Vengeance. So,
all right.
So that's that. Then it's Three-Way and the Saviors or Diamond Syndicate and AUSA. So you're saying AUSA. So do you think the Three-Way's beating AUSA at Vengeance? I don't know about that one. Even I'm not confident on that.
I kind of want to pick AUSA.
But what could happen is WrestleMania weekend, it could be FBU versus Three-Way. I mean, 1 year later from WrestleMania, it's here we go again. But
right, I would like that too.
But probably not. I'm not confident. I know better. But NXT's gonna kick my butt if we even make it to there. Let's be honest. So we'll see. We'll get there as we go. We will see what happens there. But let's keep going and talk about matches to add to Genesis, BeerMe. I've got 2. I've got yours. I have you facing the Arbiter, someone I've been fighting with backstage time and time again.
Of course.
You know him.
Yeah, I know him very well.
You going to pick him?
No.
Me either.
Can't do it.
I don't bet against you often, so no.
Right.
I'll fight Arbiter at some point. It'll happen. Let's keep fighting backstage. It's fine. I'll ask my other one, then you can do yours. I've got Alexander McKennedy facing Jace of Blades in a hardcore match.
Jace.
I'm kind of leaning McKennedy on that. Even though I want to pick Jace, it's his thing. I'm picking McKennedy right now on that one.
All right.
What have you got to announce?
All right, so I've got 2 matches.
Okay.
My first one is Daisy Noel will be taking on Hunter Williams.
Ooh, world title rebound match. Hunter could make a name. Do the Gambit meme. I'm gonna make a name for myself. I don't bet against Daisy. Off the cuff, nope. But now's the time for Hunter to strike. Absolutely, right? So.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But
what's the other one?
I have a 6-man match. It will be the Honor Club, Victoria Fiore, Rate Wrestle, and Smooth Rock, taking on the Call of the Mountains, Sheriff Dog and Mark Harper, and Supreme Rock.
Ooh. That's some former strays there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, who you got? You go first. I'm thinking the former team. I'm thinking Victoria's team, but
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
it's Honor Club.
Yeah.
I think they've got the momentum, like happening. I think after that, yeah, I think they've got it on that one. Hard to say. It's hard being a Sheriff Dog in situations like that, but they're the tag champs. But I got a feeling. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I got a feeling they're going to take it. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, let's move over then to the medal ceremony. This is available until 11:59 p.m. January 5th, so midnight Friday. What the hell's the 5th? Is that Saturday? Where's my calendar?
Yeah. Tomorrow's the 4th, so the 5th is Saturday.
No, it's the 2nd right now.
Oh shit! Never mind.
So Friday the 3rd, Saturday the 4th, Sunday the 5th. Got it. So this is available to everybody. Oh, now my thing's popping. So there we go. I've done my votes. You can go ahead and do yours. Go ahead and do Superstar of the Year. How is this fitting on the screen? That's good. So you go in here and you pick Superstar of the Year. Rank your top 3. So if you think Atlas Kiyama is number 1, he gets number 1. If you think BeerMe is number 2, he'd get number 2. And if Camp Popplestone is number 3, you put a 3. That way, when the stuff is done, it's not just a matter of like 18 people voted for Atlas. He's number 1. No, it's 18 people voted for Atlas, but 10 put him as number 1. He gets 3 points. 2 voted for number 2.
Right.
He gets 2 points for each of those. Right? So it's kind of a way to be like, hey, if everybody voted Camp Popplestone 3rd, he still could potentially outpoint others because everybody kind of went, hey, even not number 1, but there, and it like accumulates up. So I like that when I saw that for some Game of the Year type voting. I think 411 Mania did that for their newsletters. So I incorporated that for this. So I do like that style. So it's not just a matter of popularity. It's more like merit, technically. So Tag Team of the Year, same idea. There's your 5 choices. Stable of the Year, or Faction, if you want to call it that. They are listed there. And there is a link when you go in our Discord. You can see the details for who would be the newcomer, who would be the faction, the teams, and their accolades. Huge shout out to GMC for that. He was kind of doing that through the year, so you can see even when people join or drop from factions, to keep in mind what was what, because even doing this, seeing it directly, it's hard to keep track sometimes. So main show of the year, house show of the year, match of the year, and you can always go through the archives and click on the results and see who got what and what those matches were. Feud of the year, CT wants me to mention that every time. I just do it jokingly. Kind of like that one a lot too. They're all good. Who am I kidding? Honestly, from a pure just like the wrestling standpoint, Blake and Bianco was like just perfect in my eyes for a lot of ways. So yeah, and Atlas and Little Colt, like so many good ones. Kayfabe award, so like kind of like the oh my god moment, as it were. So like Bane returning, FBU declaring war, screw them. The Cleveland title, the Chilltown dethrones the good guys, the Strays forgive each other, stuff like that. Honor Club forms, whatever you think is the number 1 moment. Put that down. You think number 2 was FBU declaring war and GMSG creating stuff. I mean, who would vote for that? That's bullshit. But if that's what you think, go for it. Not the sway thing, but you know what I mean. I did not pick my retirement. There you go. Master of the Mic. So this used to be Trash Talker, but we wanted to stay positive. We took it from JRPL, like full like the whole category. But we don't have Jobber of the Year. We don't have Trash Talker. We have Master of the Mic. So best promos basically. And this does not have to be video, text, or whatever. It's just in that character chat, who did the best. So if you like those text promos that Bianco was doing, killing it, or Sheriff Dog's video ones, RGX's video ones as well, some of the stuff from Hawk and Luke, like everything's awesome in there. You'll notice I'm not even in there. I'm not there. I've always been in that one. I've usually won it. It's basically been myself and RGX who have won this, I think, every year. And I'm not part of it this time. And I agree with that. Our character chat this year has been absolutely incredible. My one little caveat is I wish it would be a little more focused sometimes on like promoting the match and not just like grr. So there's a little bit of that. I try to get in there and get my stuff in there, but it is incredible the work people are doing there. I love it. Despite what I'm saying, it's clearly working for everybody else, so I'm kind of in the wrong on my opinion on that one. I will freely admit that. It is working in that way, so by all means, keep it up, everybody. And good luck to whoever wins it and takes this award, I think, from RGX, or he keeps it again. So we'll see. So again, 1, 2, 3 for your scores on that one. Pick whatever you like for that. Face of the year, obviously the good guy, and then heel of the year as well. And then turn, newcomer, theme song. I do believe I picked Born for Greatness, which was my favorite song just because I really like it. I liked Blast Off as well, I think. There's actually 2 songs called Blast Off, and they're different. So keep that in mind. And yeah, pick the ones you like. Go through there. Do the picks for that one. It is a Sunday deadline for that. Please only do it once. But put your name in and you're good to go. And of course, like I said, we got that bracket coming up. There's a lot happening, but Genesis is the next show. And it's the only show until February 1st. That is the Royal Rumble. BeerMe, I have fun news for you. We're going to do the Royal Rumble draw next week here on Trenches. I'm going to get that little bingo thing out. I'm going to set the camera up right here. And we're going to rotate that thing. That's an awkward image. I don't even know what it looked like on screen, but it probably was bad. And we're going to get those numbers. We're going to draw the qualified entrance for the Rumble. And everybody will see that going in to know who made it in the Rumble. You will not know your order of entry until later, even though we'll draw that tomorrow, next week as well. So it'll be a fun one. I hope everybody's excited for that one. I know it's usually one of the more exciting things to see the craziness of that. But yeah, we'll leave it at that, BeerMe. Anything else you want to say here before we go?
No, just thank everybody for listening.
I thought you'd say something longer. I took a drink. Thanks, everybody. It has been the Frontline Prediction League. Frontline League here on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League right here on YouTube. Like, favorite, subscribe. All that fun stuff. Please like, favorite, share. All that good stuff. Also, Top of the Card Pod. I amazingly started 2025 without getting the names mixed up one single time. Top of the Card Pod on X, Top of the Card Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, all that fun stuff. You can go there and get that. A new episode did go up. It was a bit of a slow month for us. We did, I think, 1 recording in December. We're going to do another recording next week. So that is normal for this time of year, even though not much kind of happened. Yes, we haven't talked about Tessa Blanchard much and some of the Ricky Starks fallout. And, of course, Netflix next week. So there will be some more to talk about there that we'll have. Pentagon also probably going to be a whole thing. That's coming. So that'll be on the next show next week, which you'll probably see that weekend. But check out the archive there. We're celebrating anniversaries. January 1st technically is the FPL anniversary. We're in our 4th full year now, or like year 5. It's always a bit tricky to figure out which one because we started on the 1st of 2021. So yeah, we're in our 4th year, which is mind-boggling to me that that's a thing. And it's awesome. And it's thanks to everybody along for the ride. So thank you for that. We appreciate that. And yeah, let's end this one, BeerMe. I'm rambling, but it's a good thing, but we'll stop while we're ahead. So thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.